Alright, good morning, y'all. It is currently 9 a.m. I have a class in about 40 minutes. It's an online class, but I just woke up and 11.0 patch notes just dropped, so I figured why not take the time to record my reaction. I have not read anything past right about here. um, so yeah, let's just get right into it. The Splatoon 3 version 11.0 update is available from January 29th, 2026, bringing new mechanics and other changes to freshen things up in the Splatlands. Read up in the rundown of what's new. Flow Aura. Inklings and Octolings who splat multiple opponents in quick succession will enter a new state called Flow Aura. As this state is achieved, a burst of ink will paint the ground around the player. Okay, wait, let's see this video. I don't know if this is showing up for people. Oh. Wait, what? That's cool as hell. Wait, hold on, let me see it again. So there's like a little bar that shows up. I don't know if that's... So does it paint... So it like paints the ground? Oh. Oh, so it basically just puts a burst bomb on your feet. Wait, that's really good, actually. So that means the guns that like fucking can't paint their feet actually like don't get fucked anymore. Lasts for about 30 seconds, during which time players will get a boost to their run speed, swim speed, ink resistance, and intensify. Oh, so it basically just gives you like cooler effects. But if you make use of those boosts to splat more opponents or assist your teammates in doing so, then you can extend the duration of Flow Aura even further. Oh, so it gives you like cooler effects, but like only if you get kills. Huh. Okay. Each successive splat and Flow Aura will also reactivate the ink overflow, painting the ground around your feet once again. So there's even more incentive to splat as many opponents as you can. So basically if you kill 3 people, it activates this Flow Aura, and every kill after that paints your feet, and you get all these abilities. Alright, let's see this video. Oh, so this is basically what it looks like when it continues. That's so cool. It paints a lot, too. That's a cool mechanic. This is a cool mechanic. Inking the ground and helping your teammates get splats will make it easier for you to enter Flow Aura when defeating multiple opponents in a row. Splatting opponents who themselves are in Flow Aura will help too. So work with your teammates to take advantage and give your counterattack some added punch. Health bar. Oh, what adding a health bar? Wait, is that what that bar was? With 11.0, it's now possible to see an opponent's remaining health. Oh, thank God. When they've been hit previously, you could only see how damaged an enemy was by looking closely at how much ink they were covered in. Not so easy to do in the heat of battle. Now their remaining health will be shown in a bar above their head for a few seconds, provided they've not ducked under cover or dived into their ink. Though if an opponent is visible via abilities such as Thermal Ink, or have been marked by things such as Point Sensor or Wave Breaker, you'll be able to see it even then. Okay, so it only is visible when they're standing. Okay, you know what, actually, that's not really that helpful because, like, I mean, I guess I know it is, but, like, oh, thank God, bro. So, like, it's basically really only, like, helpful if you're, like, fighting someone, like, in, you know, a pretty, like, head-on situation. But that's still really good that we can finally see that. You'll also be able to see the health bars of your teammates if they've taken damage. Oh, okay, that's cool, too. Keeping an eye on these health bars is a great way to support your allies or chase down weakened foes, even if you've teamed up with Inklings and Octolings you're not familiar with. Okay. So basically it sounds like that they've added this for, like, you know, solo queue, where you basically, like, have zero idea like how weak your teammates are, like at any or how weak your opponents are at any given time. See, what I'm curious is if does this health bar show up for everyone? Like if you've damaged someone, or if just like if anyone has taken damage? Because I could see this being very helpful, like following up with teammates' fights. Like if you see someone far away that's taken damage, like I'm wondering how far away can you see this health bar? Hit detection. From 11.0, there are also some changes to how easy or difficult it is to hit opponents. Whoa, what? Okay. The area around an opponent known as a hitbox has been made slightly smaller when in squid form. Oh. Wait, what? Since the original Splatoon on Wii U, a little leeway was built into the size of the hitbox as players got used to aiming with motion controls. As players have become more adept with this playstyle, has become less important. The adjustment in a version 11.0 makes the hitbox similar to that of the hitbox in kid form and should stop inklings and octolings in swim form from being hit when they're hiding behind walls or around corners. Okay, well it's okay, so it looks like it's still wider. It is still okay, yeah, it's still definitely wider. That's interesting change. I feel like that's gonna feel I like that, but that's definitely gonna feel terrible. So it looks like it's much more. It's definitely much closer to the size of. It's much closer to the size of the actual like player model. Okay. However, it would be no fun if it's too difficult to hit opponents, so some changes have also been made to the hitboxes of players' shots. Oh, okay. So we're compensating for making the hitbox smaller. Shorter range main weapons now have a much bigger hitbox, while longer range main weapons have only had their hitboxes slightly increased. Okay, so everything, it's going to be easier to hit shots on every gun. I'm curious which guns they mean. Which guns have what increased hitboxes. See, I'm wondering how much that's going to affect guns like Pencil that already have like increased hitboxes. Like, are those guns going to be like really fucking broken now? It's always more dangerous to get up and close. It's always more dangerous to get up close and personal with an opponent, but now players with shorter range weapons have an incentive to go and take the fight to players with weapons that would traditionally outrange them. You know, I don't know how I feel about that statement, but I'm going to keep going. To illustrate, here are some examples of how hit detection has changed for some weapons. Oh, it's going to explain which guns it affects. Splattershot, I see you later, I'm scared. Attacks on opponents in squid form are a little bit harder to hit. Attacks on opponents in kid form are much easier to hit. Oh, okay. So Splattershot, wait, hold on. I need to reread this part. Short range weapons. It says short range weapons have a much bigger hitbox. Attacks on opponents in squid form are a bit harder to hit. Attacks on opponents in kid form are a bit easier to hit. Attacks on opponents in squid form are much harder to hit. Attacks on opponents in kid form are a little bit easier to hit. Alright, so basically they're nerfing longer range weapons, like as a whole, and making shorter range weapons better. Okay, I don't hate that change, honestly. As a Charger player, I do think that is a good change. I do want Chargers to be more rewarding. So I actually thought, oh wait, we're reworking stealth jump. Wait, what? The stealth jump gear ability allows players to jump to their teammates without the opposing team necessarily seeing where they will land. To prevent this from allowing teams to overwhelm opponents too easily, the flight time for super jumps is increased depending on the distance, but only when the stealth jump is equipped. Oh, okay, so we nerf stealth jump. Oh, that's without. Oh, that's gonna feel terrible. Ugh. Okay, so I'm wondering how that's gonna. Okay, that's all. Oh, wait. There's balance patches too. Okay, I gotta look at those. That's interesting. I think stealth jump is still gonna be meta. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that's gonna change anything. It's just gonna feel bad. As well as the above adjustments, there's also some changes to improve. Also, I skipped this part. If you're jumping all the way across the stage with the stealth jump equipped, it will now take a little longer to get there than before. It's only the flight time that has been increased, though. The time actually taken to launch is still the same as before. Okay, that's the important part. So QSJ is not like dead in the water. It's just gonna make like super jumping less powerful. All right, full patch notes. Wait. Okay, wait. This is what I care about. Wait. Is there anything in here that I missed? When jumping from near the player's base 2 parts farther in, or vice versa, this will increase the jump time based on distance. So basically, the further you jump away. So I'm wondering if this works with. I assume this works with beacons too. The time is applied to the time spent flying through the air. This will not change the time spent on the ground. All right. So basically, it's just saying like the takeoff time is not affected. Adjusted the size of the circle indicating the explosion radius for the reef slider to the radius of the area that deals oh, thank God. Wait, actually, hold on. Adjusted the size of the circle. Oh, so the indicator is okay. I thought the like paint was okay. I mean, maybe it is down here, but the area that deals the damage, that deals 220, the indicator is increased. Okay, I actually like that change. That's gonna make it easier to avoid, because that shit does kind of feel stupid sometimes. Wait, we're buffing L3, yo. Wait, L3's actually, L3's getting a buff. Increase the speed of shots by approximately 24% without changing the flight distance. Decrease the radius. Oh no. Decrease the radius of the ink splatter at the point of impact by approximately 15%. Okay, I feel like that's a big deal, but I don't know how significant 24% is. That's a big increase. But we nerfed the paint hella. Okay. Oh, Dynamo buff. Dynamo enjoyers. Get ready. Increase this inking of spray droplets from horizontal and vertical swings. We buffed Dynamo paint. Let's fucking go. Finally. Adjusted the damage fall off rate due to distance to make it possible to deal damage of 100 or higher at greater distances than before. Increase the amount of ink consumed by horizontal and vertical swings by approximately 17%. Okay, that I think is big. I think that's going to make Dynamo feel way better. This is good. We're off to a good start here. Alright, V-Blaster. Reduce the time when movement is restricted. Reduce the time when movement is restricted by firing approximately 1/30th of a second. Oh, reduced. Okay, so we gave V Blaster less N lag. Interesting. H3 buff 2. Increased maximum damage from 44 to 45. Ooh. Does that mean anything? I don't know. It might. I don't know how significant that is. Okay. H3 players probably know or don't know. Rollers. Reduce the amount of time it takes for ink to begin recovering after a horizontal or vertical swing by about 1/30th of a second. Okay, so V-Roller has less white ink frames. Cool. Don't think that really matters. Heavy splatling. Interesting. Increased the radius inked by spray droplets from shots by approximately 12%. Increase the radius of the ink splatter at the point of impact by approximately 12%. What is the difference between those two? Is that not just the same thing? Alright, so heavy splatling got a pretty good paint buff, it seems. So that's good. We're making that more relevant. Ooh, Tetra buff. Increase the speed of shots by approximately 19% without changing the flight distance. Alright, Tetra enjoyers, we up. V-Brella. Reduce the amount of ink consumed when firing a shot by approximately 9%. Okay, that's kind of underwhelming. That shit is not very ink hungry, but alright. Oh, S-Blast! Decrease the rate. Wait, this is important. Decrease the radius of the explosive damage for short flight distance by approximately 11%. Let's fucking go! Fucking God. Oh, finally, dude. Thank God. I would have liked to see the velocity nerfed, but we will 100% take that. Special weapon changes. Literally just Reef Slider. Increase the radius of explosion. Oh, no. Increase the radius of the explosion that deals 220 damage by already approximately 20%. There are no changes to the radius of the area that deals 7. Oh, okay. We're changing to 220. Right, okay, that's actually not that bad. I don't know how I feel about that. Slightly raise the center point of the explosion to make it harder for opponents to avoid it using a small height difference. Oh. Decrease the radius inked. Okay, so the paint is worse. Decrease the maximum distance of the charge by approximately 19%. Oh, points for special changes. Points required for some special weapons have been changed. New Squiffer, 200 to 190. Good. ZNF, 210 to 200. Oh, we're so back. We're so back. I'm playing that gun again. Oh my God, try. 210 to 200. Let's fucking go. Why was that gun 210? I don't fucking know, but we're back. Sloshing Machine, 220 to 210. Also, good change. Splattershot Pro, 180 to 190. Okay, sure. I don't know why that gun I didn't know that gun was 180. S-Blast, 200 to 210. They're listening. They're fucking listening. We're so back. Minis filing 190 to 200. Oh, this is so good. Oh my God. Changes to Splatnet 3. Changed the used weapon display under X rankings to show the most frequently used weapon in X battles for that mode during a certain period instead of the last used weapon. Okay, I thought that's how it worked before, so sure. The weapon used to determine the top players for weapons will be changed in the same way. Okay, I'm just gonna like skim through the rest of this. Because this update includes changes to the multiplayer system that go beyond simple multiplayer balance changes, we anticipate that it will have a bigger impact on gameplay than the average update. For that reason, the next update will be sooner than normal and will focus on changes to multiplayer balance. Okay, that's interesting. I assume that just means at the end of the season, but we'll see. Okay, Wunderbug. Okay, that was crazy. Okay, overall, good changes, especially these two. And this, these are all really good, honestly. I think the most important ones were these two. And Try. Try finally gets 200. That's huge. Um, Also, S-Blast finally got fucking nerfed. I don't know how much that's gonna matter. I would have liked to seen the shot velocity tweaked, but I think that's still pretty good nerf. I think it's still gonna be fucking crazy good, but hopefully that helps. We didn't change the long range mode at all. I would argue that was the more busted part, but yeah, overall, good changes. Um, yeah, I mean, it's still 2 days away, but overall, I'm pretty happy with how that went, and we'll have to see how all of this feels in game. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Everyone have a good day.